Once upon a time, deep in a lush, green forest, lived a little blue mouse named Chiku. Chiku loved two things more than anything else: delicious treats and quiet mornings. Today, he was sitting comfortably against his favorite tree, happily munching on some bright red berries. Delicious, he thought, but just then, a slow tapping sound caught his attention. It was Mr. Squirrel, the oldest resident of the woods. He looked exhausted, leaning heavily on a small wooden walking stick. Chiku smiled and held out his berries, offering to share, but Mr. Squirrel shook his head sadly, pointing at his rumbling tummy. He wasn't just looking for a snack, he was very, very hungry, and a couple of tiny berries simply wouldn't do. Feeling helpless, Mr. Squirrel sighed and slowly walked away. Chiku's heart sank. He knew he had to find a way to help his friend. Meanwhile, a little further down the path, Pippin the parrot had found an old, empty wooden cart. Perfect, Pippin thought. This is exactly what we need to gather food. He grabbed the handle with his beak and pulled with all his might. But the cart was heavy, and Pippin was just a small bird. He pulled, flapped his wings, and whoops! He tumbled backward, laughing at his own clumsy attempt. Luckily, Barnaby the bear cub was strolling by. Seeing his feathered friend struggling, Barnaby walked over with a warm smile. He nudged Pippin out of the way, gripped the wooden handle with his strong little paws, and gave a mighty tug. With a loud creak, the cart rolled forward. Teamwork always makes things easier. Pippin hopped into the cart, cheering happily as Barnaby began to pull them along the dirt road. Back in the deeper part of the forest, Chiku had discovered a gold mine, a giant, juicy, striped watermelon. It was big enough to feed Mr. Squirrel and everyone else for days. The only problem, it was absolutely massive compared to a tiny mouse. Chiku put his hands on the giant fruit and pushed. He leaned his whole body into it, grunting and straining. "Come on, move," he whimpered. He tried biting it, he tried kicking it, and he even shouted at it. But the watermelon didn't budge even
pull
an inch.
together.
Chiku threw his hands on his hips, completely out of breath and thoroughly frustrated.
Going.
Just
You're
when
doing
Chiku
great.
was about to give up, he heard the rumbling of wheels. It was Barnaby, Pippin, and their friend Rosie the rabbit, pulling their wooden cart right toward him. Chiku's eyes lit up. Barnaby walked up to the giant watermelon, sized it up, and wrapped his arms around it. With one big, careful lift,
look at those ripe
he picked it up
mangoes.
and plopped,
So
safely
colorful
loaded it
and
into the back of the
juicy.
cart.
I
All
want
right,
to pick
team.
one.
Let's pull together.
Let's get a
Cheers,
closer
Pippin.
look.
Flying overhead, we've got this. Push harder. Keep going. You're doing great. With Barnaby pulling, and Chiku and Rosie pushing from behind, they became an unstoppable team. They rolled the cart down the winding path, deep into the heart of the magical, fruit-filled valley. The valley was breathtaking. Around them stood majestic trees loaded with ripe, golden mangoes, crisp white apples, and heavy bunches of purple grapes. Wow! Look at those ripe mangoes. So colorful and juicy, Barnaby gasped. The friends immediately got to work. Rosie hopped up high, carefully plucking the sweet white apples from the branches. Pippin flew through the vines, neatly snipping a massive bundle of purple grapes with his beak. Barnaby gave a gentle shake to a mango tree, catching the falling golden fruits in his arms, while Chiku gathered sweet red berries. Soon, their little wooden cart was overflowing with a colorful, delicious harvest. They tracked down Mr. Squirrel and surprised him with a magnificent feast. Chiku proudly handed him a beautiful, giant golden mango. Mr. Squirrel's eyes filled with tears of joy, and a huge smile spread across his face. Together with a wise old turtle who joined the gathering, all the friends sat under the shade of the trees, sharing the food, laughing, and enjoying each other's company. Because at the end of the day, true happiness isn't just about finding something good, it's about sharing it with the ones you care about. As the saying goes, sharing brings happiness to everyone.